Now, one of the things that's the rage at the moment within the watercolour world is miniature painting, but also by using a miniature palette. I don't know. So one of my relatives bought me this for a Christmas present, and I thought, well, I'll give it a try. It's not a big brand name, it's more of a cheaper version. So quality might be a little bit suspect, but we'll see. And this came from that big website on the internet, beginning with the letter A. You know the one. So we have a look inside. Now, I've already had a look at this, but I've not tried it yet. And the reason why I had a look at this is because this is your palette, and you find it's got magnets on the side, and those magnets stick together like so. This particular one wasn't strong enough, so I've put an extra couple of magnets in the middle there. And I've also painted it black with some hammerite paints. This is original colour on that side. The reason why I painted it black, because I noticed that when I just touched it with a little bit of water, the stain came off straight away. So again, it's a cheaper version of the brand name one, I know that. But as you can see, well, it's the same sort of thing, isn't it? The mixing palette is plastic, and there's even a little chip just in that corner down there, as you can probably see. But it also comes with a bulldog clip, where you can clip it together like that, just to hold it firmer together like so. They also come with some watercolour paper. I've not looked at this yet, and I'm assuming this is a reasonable thickness. It doesn't feel that thick, but we'll see how it goes on. And also, look at that lot. 24 different colours. That's a lot of colours there, isn't it? Once again, the quality on that might not be quite as good as, well, we know decent quality paints, like the Winsor Newton brand or Daniel Smith or Sinelia, anything like that. These are unknown names, so we don't know what the light fastness would be like. Because if anybody wants to have a go at watercolour for the first time and is unsure whether they'll like it or not, something like this might be ideal. Just to give us a try, and it doesn't take up much space either, does it? It really doesn't. Now for all of this, the price is about £17, or roughly about $23 at the time of this recording. So it's not expensive to buy, but then again, we know it's not an expensive kit. So I'm going to add some colours within them little sections within the mixing palette, and we'll give it a quick go, shall we, and see how well it works. Oh, and also, by the way, they give you a water brush, which I don't get on with water brushes very well. I've tried them in the past. Lefty loosey, righty tighty, but in this case, it's the other way around. So that's basically what you end up with, those two parts there. Okay, here we go. So we get my pipette in there and pour it inside there, look. I can pop that back on. Remember, it's the opposite thread. Now let's pop some colours within these sections now. So you've got 15 sections and 24 different colours. So you can't put them all in there. And the thing is, once you put your colour within the section, you can't really take it out, can you? Especially when it's dry. Also, one thing I did notice with this, the deep red one, all I got out of that was that little bit in there. So the tube was mostly empty. Yeah, and that might apply to one or two of the others, we don't know. When you unseal them, you find there's a little point on the top there. I'll just show you on the camera so you can just see it. So that little point on the top, and this one's completely sealed. All you do is put them together, then puncture it like that, give it a good little wiggle and a jiggle, and then you'll be able to squeeze the paint out. And that's also when the air comes out as well. Yeah, or it was in this case anyway. Right, let's give this water brush a try, shall we, and see what happens with that. Not my favourite thing to work with, but we'll give it a go. Let's go with some green. And by squeezing the handle, you can get a little bit of water out. See that? Just bubbling out now. And that will weaken that paint down, like so. So a bit of green. We'll give that a try. I'm just going to tap it once or twice on some kitchen roll first of all. We'll see how well it works. So I'm going to just lightly press like that, and then come off the paper like so. And that really is like a leaf, isn't it, straight away. If I use it a little bit thicker than that, I'll see how thick I can go with this. Start off with a fine mark like that, and then lightly press down. See, that's a bit better, isn't it? Yeah, a bit better. Let's try a little bit of brown in there as well. We'll mix that with the green. And we'll try that. Okay. Try that. I'm going to press on a little bit harder this time. And there you go. Actually, you know, I have to say this is working really well. If you need to change your colour, what you can do, you can wipe it like that. Give the handle a bit of a squeeze. So you have a bit of water coming out. I don't know if you can see the water coming out at the end there. See that? Yeah, big blob of water. And then use that. You can flush it out with the water as well if you wanted to flush out that little bit of colour that's in there. And eventually, eventually, you'll find your water's nice and clear. Then you can go to the next colour. So if I go for, I'm going to go for that brown again. No, I'm going to go for this brown actually. Mix that into that one there. That feels a little bit thicker than the other colours. So I'm going to use that one, give it a couple of taps, and probably try painting a little bit of a wiggly line. Like so, maybe from these leaves. Just have a play with it, see what you can do. In fact, I'm going to create a few more than that. It's all about playing with the brushes and the paints and see what happens really. Change that colour, vary it as you go along, and see how well you do. This brush isn't working too bad, it's not perfect, don't get me wrong. But for the price, I have to say I'm quite impressed with this. And depending on how thick that paint is, will depend on how well that paint flows. Then to really water it down, you can add some extra ones in the background, nice and pale. Just play with those colours, see what you can do with them. But I have to say, I'm fairly impressed with it, you know. For the price, you can't grumble. Apart from, as I mentioned, a tube of paint which is nearly empty. So my verdicts for this kit? Well, if you're a beginner and you're not sure if this is something you'll enjoy using, then maybe this is worth a try. For the price anyway, you can't grumble. Because once you get into watercolours and you start to invest in better quality paper, better brushes, and also good quality paints, then that can start to cost much more money than this. So, there you go. That gives you some ideas. Would you buy a kit like this? If you're unsure about using watercolours, would you give this a try? Let me know in the comments down below. Now there's many products on the market to try out, isn't there? I'll post a little video in the top right hand corner of the screen for you for another watercolour products. Have a look and let me know what you think, okay?